it's really hard to talk about the defense this year and not talk about injuries. And we've talked about it several times. This isn't a show where we make excuses for what happened on the field, just kind of reasons, I guess. And it's another week where I can't help but to think of what this game would look like with a healthy roster. Um, Already going into the game dealing with some injuries. Um, Obviously, we saw Trey White suit up today. That was great to see. Only got him back for 15 plays. So when he's back and playing full and feeling like himself, I think he's an absolute game changer on this defense. But coming into this game, not having him, not having Micah Hyde the whole season, we go into the game down two defensive ends in Groot and Epinesa. We have Tremaine Edmonds out. As much as he can be, a kind of hot button player for this fan base. There is a lot that he does in the passing game and routes that he takes away underneath. There's a lot of stuff that he does that you don't always see on camera. Yes, he has some frustrating missed tackles, but that's still another one of your starters that's out. Even if he's not, your favorite starter, he's another piece of the 111th that we don't have out there. And then we have Benford suffer I believe it was an oblique injury. He moves to the IR. And then the biggest one of all, and this is just tough to see, Von Miller goes down with a knee injury. So obviously not ideal if you're ever talking about losing Von Miller on a defense, but just kind of compounded with the fact that, we already had injuries in Epinesa and Groot. Not only is it arguably your best defensive player, but at a position that was already getting thinned out. It just seems like all of our injuries on the defensive side of the ball are just like constant depth injuries. And, we kind of got getting on track with getting the cornerback room healthy, and now it's the defensive ends. So I guess I will say the good news, the benefit of recording this a few days after the game, we did see that it was not an ACL injury for Von Miller. The downside to that is he's kind of taking, looks like 7 to 10 days. So he will miss next week's game. But he's taking a little bit of time. They're letting the swelling go down. They want to get a couple second opinions and see, what the prognosis is, if he's going to have surgery and, probably miss the rest of the year, or if it's something that he can kind of rehab and deal with to be able to finish out the season. So definitely like a collective held breath in Bills Mafia, right? As we see what happens with Von Miller. Definitely a dude that we could use come playoff time.